Never what's trending in true crime. Judge Beverly Cannoni has yet to rule on whether a key witness for the defense's case in Karen Reed's trial will be allowed to testify this second go around. The cross-examination of defense proposed expert Dr. Marie Russell has left a lot of doubt from many watching the case as to what could be next for Karen Reed and her attorney's quest to have the jury find her not guilty. Special prosecutor Hank Brennan challenged the former ER doctor on her theory that these injuries on John O'Keefe's arm were caused by a dog bite from the family's dog at the Albert home, Chloe.
Did you ever discuss going to see Chloe and doing these studies on Chloe so you could see if they were dissimilar to these abrasions?
I was asked to evaluate the wounds.
Do you know that Chloe exists, that we provided notice to you, that we went up and saw Chloe and took molds? Did you know that?
Objection, Your Honor.
Did you see Karen Reed's reaction there? So her retrial is set to begin in April. Hank Brennan was on fire, and the doctor's performance has been described by many as shaky on the stand. So what will happen with the defense team, even if they get the ruling they want? Because, of course, they want her in. And look, she came in last time. She was qualified. The only time she's ever been qualified as a dog bite expert has been in the prior case for Karen Reed. So, you know, perhaps that'll allow her to come in again. But does the defense team really want to use her? Do they really want to keep up this theory? Let's talk about it. We have two sensational trial attorneys to help us work through that. Still with me, attorney John Phillips. I want to welcome into the conversation criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Michael J. Brown. Both of you, no stranger to high-profile cases. And after this hearing with Dr. Marie Russell, Michael J. Brown, tell me, if you're on that defense team, are you going to double down and go with this, or are you going to maybe rework your theory?
Good morning, Julie. Good question. She really did not hold up well at all in this Daubert hearing. So the issue then is for the defense is strategically, do they want to put her on as a witness, assuming the judge permits this evidence to trial, or would they rather just cross-examine various prosecution witnesses like the detective, the crime scene people, the medical examiner, and elicit that type of testimony and create reasonable doubt as to whether or not this was caused by something other than the vehicle in question? Once you put witnesses on, you may lose some confidence in the jury if they come across in a poor fashion. And I watched this doctor testify, and quite frankly, I think you used the word shaky. I think you were being very kind and generous in that assessment. So you got to be careful about how you go forward. I don't know if I would use it, quite frankly.
Maybe just some reconfiguring in that trial preparation room or wherever they work together. Michael, thank you for your insight. John Phillips, same question to you. What do you think this team is going to do now?
I tend to agree. We all remember the scientific method, and that's ultimately what the Daubert challenge is about. Let's find scientists and doctors and experts to opine on things that you can test. And they made a real big point, like, we had the dog. We had casts of the dog. We had all of this stuff that you could have tested, and it's just your opinion. And then, the prosecutors can extrapolate that to the whole defense case. And you see it coming down the tunnel, I would get far away from that freight train.
You're so right, John. I've got a clip. This is one of those moments that was kind of a mic drop moment for Hank Brennan. He's crossing her on how she didn't know that the pieces of Karen Reed's broken taillight were embedded in Officer John O'Keefe's clothing. Take a look.
And when you were considering that information, did you know from the criminalistics reports that shards of that broken taillight were littered in his sweater?
I did not know that.
When's the first time you learned of that?
Right now.
Ooh, Michael J. Brown, what did you think of that moment?
Yeah, it's not a good look for sure, Julie. But remember, let's remember, this is cross-examination. The issue at this hearing is whether or not the defense can offer this witness at trial. That's all that matters. And cross-examination is important even for that aspect. But a lot of the questions are geared more towards credibility. So the judge is going to have to make a decision about whether or not she'll permit even the introduction of this science. And again, it's certainly subject to cross-examination during the course of the trial, but it's just an initial preliminary stage. So there's a difference in the two. But nevertheless, the defense wants to have that opportunity and the option of introducing her. And then I think strategically they'll make that decision down the road.
Right. A great insight, Michael. Thank you for that.